it's me, while Katie appeared.
Hi, I'm Hannah.
Yeah. And yeah, welcome back to Seduce Me the Otome.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
Like 2 months. While.
Yeah. Actually, I can't remember when I actually uploaded the episode last, but... Yeah.
Well, it's been 2 months since we last recorded.
So anyways, yes. So right now, we're pretty much nearing the end of Matthew's route.
Sad face.
And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this last bit of Matthew. Anyways, continue.
I almost growled at the sight. Matthew was holding to one side of the kitchen's island counter, with Diana holding the other side, looking to him with a smirk.
Oh, come on, Matthew. Don't you like games? A game of tag sounds so fun.
I remember do not like her.
Not with you. Now go away.
I'm hurt. Wounded, truly. Did I go too far?
Yeah, she sounds upset, doesn't she?
Yeah, totally.
You went too far when you came here and attacked her.
Pity. And here I thought I was going to offer you the chance to become something better than just a simple incubus.
What was Diana going on about? More than just an incubus? She was insane.
She's got a bit cuckoo.
She cuckoo for Coco?
Isn't it cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs or something?
I don't know. We need to figure out which one that is.
We'll Google it later, and then future Kate who's editing this video will tell you.
Yes.
How about becoming the next demon lord?
Aw, if you just imagine Matthew with little horns. That'd be so
Boy,
cute.
he does have horns. Don't you remember last episode?
Yeah, but like red horns. I froze. What did she mean? Becoming the next demon lord? The boys weren't in the demon world anymore. They had no claim to the throne anymore. Matthew stared at Diana, which made me worry.
The next demon lord?
Well, currently, I'm the contracted bride to the heir to the throne. Since the throne is open, it's available to any son of the demon lord's line.
Oh boy.
Oh god. ...
Think about it. You'll gain the throne, the land, and a bride to continue your lineage with. Doesn't that sound like a perfect life for an incubus like you? You'll show your father and mother how grown up you are, that you're not just some little cute boy people can take for granted.
I don't like her.
Actually, to tell you the truth, I actually do like Diana, but you'll find out later on why.
She's mean. I can feel myself gripping my fists tightly in anger. How dare this girl try and convince Matthew to return to the demon world? He ran away from it. He didn't have to go back. He shouldn't have to go back. My mind began to wander, imagining him saying yes. He would leave and the brothers would follow to bring him back. They'd be trapped because Diana would make sure they could never leave. Matthew would be the new demon lord with Diana as his queen, and I'd lose him.
Like I would believe you.
Lol.
God, look at Matthew's face. He's like just 100% done.
He's so cute!
You don't need to believe me, Matthew. You just need to come back home with me. I promise. You'll be respected as you were supposed to be.
Hey,
I'm not falling for it.
good boy.
Fall for what? The truth? The truth is that your brothers still treat you like a child, even though the demon world is far behind you. The truth is that your little human love affair is fleeting. She can never see you as a man, just as a little boy who wants to grow up.
Bummer.
Stop it!
Oh,
Oh,
he's shiny!
Matthew's getting mad.
He's shiny now. I stared as Matthew chuckled. Chuckled? I says chuckled! Chuckled a handful of knives. What? No! Bad people. I stared as Matthew chucked a handful of knives at Diana, who ducked and dodged them with ease. They dug themselves into the wall before fading away, as if they didn't exist. Be funny if it was duckled.
You dare attack me?
Apparently, yes, he did.
He chuckled some knives at her and then she duckled out of the way.
Yeah, that was a serious typo there.
I'm not going back. And that is final.
It's final. He's serious. He's super serious.
Matthew's being serious.
I could see Matthew's muscles tense and flex, wanting to attack Diana. The girl in question, however, took a deep breath and looked at Matthew with a pleading look.
You won't even return to your mother? She's been crying ever since you left.
Okay, now that's just a low blow.
Yeah.
Do not bring her into this!
Matthew glared as Diana circled the island towards him.
She begged me to bring you back. She wants you to get what you deserve. The throne.
I don't believe you!
Matthew then walked away from Diana, heading to the fridge to start dinner, as if she wasn't there. Diana stopped and leaned against the counter.
She'll never love you, you know.
I don't mind. I care for her.
The human girl? You must be joking. A human like her can't possibly provide you what you need. She's a human. You're a demon.
Well, that just sounds like one of those, young novel... yeah.
Star-crossed lovers.
Yeah, that... Wait, wasn't that Alien?
There was an actual film or program called Star-crossed. Was it Star-crossed?
No, because wasn't that about aliens? Like, a human and an alien falling in love?
Yeah, but it's close enough.
Pretty sure there's a lot of books and movies out there about a human falling in love with a demon.
Yeah. Or a human falling in love with a sparkly fairy.
I'm pretty sure we've just triggered so many people.
Good. All you Twilight fans, you stupid! No, I'm just kidding. Mostly. You're not all stupid. I'm just saying that Twilight's stupid. Anyway, I felt the urge to storm in and shut her mouth. What? Okay. We gave away my position, but I was growing extremely tired of Diana.
Should we just...
I think we should stay put.
Are you sure? Like, what happens if something bad happens?
Yeah, okay, let's go in and punch her.
Okay.
Punch her. Punch the bitch. Look at their faces, it's so funny.
Diana's just like...
Huh? I decided to be doesn't Matthew kind of look turned on?
No, he looks...
It looks kind of shocked but turned on at the same time. It's the smile that's doing it.
Okay.
I decided to be assertive and quickly stepped into the room, rushing to be in front of Matthew. Diana and Matthew looked at me in surprise as I glared daggers at Diana, so you didn't chuckle at the matter.
Get out!
Well, well, little human. You're awfully nosy in business that doesn't concern you.
I
don't know.
Well, he's meant to be our boyfriend, so wouldn't it concern us?
I don't know.
Does it? I don't think a human would understand the importance of this affair.
You're asking him to leave to be someone he doesn't want to be, and that's not going to happen.
Oh? And what makes you so sure about that?
He's not a child.
If we want to get this certain scene, we got to do something that I disagree with. Because we've only known him for
Oh boy. Okay,
Yeah.
do it.
we have to
I'm
do
curious.
it. We have to do it.
I'm too curious for my own good, you might as well.
Yeah.
See, he's got that turned on shock face again. Diana stared in shock at my exclamation. It wasn't what she expected. I didn't care what she expected. I wasn't going to lose the man I had grown to love.
You love him?
Even though
Hubba
we've
hubba.
technically only known each other for 3 days. It's Disney movie logic.
Yeah.
But you gotta do it. Yes, I love him. What?
Diana's lips twitched, the edges curling into an amused smirk as she stared at me.
So what? A human's love isn't enough to understand the situation. A demon can never reciprocate human feeling.
To both our surprise, however, Matthew stepped forward and put an arm around me, pulling me close to his body.
I love her.
Oh boy.
Oh god.
I saw the confidence Diana had shatter in her eyes as she stared at Matthew at his words. What?
Stared at Matthew at his words.
That makes no sense, but okay. I saw the confidence Diana had shatter in her eyes as she stared at Matthew I could see the struggle in her face and try and find some weakness in Matthew and me. Anything.
A demon love a human? Impossible.
You heard me. I love her, Diana. I'd do anything for her, and she cares for me more than anyone in the abyssal plane ever had. More than you'll ever know. She makes me feel like the adult I'm supposed to be, and there's nothing you can do to change that. Ever.
I don't want to feel like an adult.
I know, it
sucks.
It kind of sucks. Yeah. Matthew, just trust me, you're better off just being yourself.
Diana took a step back, physically feeling the sting of Matthew's words in her chest. She had lost. I could see it in her eyes. Diana's eyes grew dull as she glared at me and Matthew. It seemed almost uncharacteristic of her, yet it was something I wasn't surprised to see come from her face.
Very well. Fine. Valet.
Eh?
I have no idea.
Probably means bye-bye.
Probably. Like, in some other language, I'm not too sure.
The abyssal plane language. I don't know.
Oh, actually, I think from what I know, the language they use is like Latin. That at least kind of sounds maybe... I don't know, I'll look it up later.
And with that, Diana faded into the ground into a purple pentagram. That's cute. Crossing her arms and looking almost upset. Matthew and I were left alone with the silence of the room. Where this is going. I finally let out the air I was unconsciously holding in my chest, relaxing from the ordeal. Matthew stepped to me and held me gently, surprising me.
Are you alright?
I nodded in response, unable to speak, so immediately after being surprised, Matthew let out a sigh, relaxing in the embrace. I gently placed my hands around him, returning the embrace slightly. I heard Matthew's heartbeat. He held me close in his arms. I felt safe beyond words.
Are you okay?
Of course I'm okay. I'm holding you.
I looked at Matthew, surprised at what he'd said. Matthew blushed, moving a strand of my hair away from my face to look down at me.
You mean so much to me. You make me feel like more than just a kid. I've never felt this happy before with anyone, and here you are giving me every reason to love you. I love you so friggin' much.
It's cute after like 2 days.
Yeah, no.
Like, seriously, dude. I stared wide-eyed, blushing like a maniac. It was a maniac blush.
I don't know, probably like really, really red, and it's just like...
It's weird.
Maybe.
Was this real? No way. This couldn't be real. Was Matthew confessing to me? Confessing his love for me? Oh boy. Matthew gently caressed my cheek, staring into my eyes with a loving, almost hopeful expression. Hopeful for what, you dirty bugger? The warmth of his hand invited me to nuzzle it into it, closing my eyes. That's interesting. This wasn't a dream. My heart was pounding hard enough where I was sure Matthew could hear it. Seriously? Matthew gently leaned in, closing his eyes. He stopped, however, remaining just a mere torturous inch away from my lips. That's annoying when they do that. He wanted me to show my feelings for him. He had left himself open for me to kiss him or leave him empty. I'd leave him. I beg. No. The power I had was unbelievable. Aw, do we have to?
We gotta do it.
Why isn't there an option for lick his nose? I loved him and wanted to give him exactly what he wanted. I gently leaned in, letting my lips finally touch his gingerly. That's... gingerly?
Again.
I've always wondered about that word.
I don't know.
Because it's just really weird. Matthew let out an almost surprised gap again. Gap?
Let's try that again, Hannah.
Blah, blah. Matthew let out an almost surprised gasp against my lips before wrapping both of his arms around my waist, pulling me close to him. I moved my arms up and around his neck, feeling the kiss between us deepen to a heated height. Blech. My chest was pounding, making me feel and see fireworks in my mind. You should probably go to that scene too.
Yeah.
Matthew is everything I desired. He was the man I wanted, demon or not. It was also supernatural. Aww, that's cute. To fall in love with someone so quickly. Maybe it was the sense magic. What? Maybe it was the sense of magic I was. That makes no sense whatsoever. I'm really annoyed. What? Maybe it was the sense magic I was thrown into. Maybe it was Cupid playing with my heart. Either way, I found myself melting at the thought of him being with me. I found myself combing my fingers through Matthew's hair, making the man holding me, softly tremble at my touch. He gently nibbled on my lower lip, asking me to deepen the kiss between us further. I easily teased him before finally opening my mouth slightly for him. Really?
Uh-huh.
His tongue gently danced with mine. I can't even read this with a straight face. His tongue gently danced with mine as one of his hands slid up my back and cradled my head. He gently leaned my body back, making me cling to him as the heat of our kiss rose higher and higher. This is going to get an SFW very quickly, isn't it? Gently though, Matthew slowed the kiss down and pulled away, staring down at me. His eyes burned for me, wanting me to melt and buckle in his arms. I could feel myself melt already. That's not melting, honey. That's well, you'll figure it out later. Matthew opened his mouth to speak, but as a very small blush ran along his cheeks, he was reduced to shyness. I stared as he tried to find the words to say in my eyes. Okay. I knew exactly what he wanted. He didn't need energy though, right?
Are you...
No, I just...
Oh, I know what's coming now.
He's got a boner! I stared wide-eyed, feeling a blush on my cheeks grow. He didn't say anything more, but I knew what words would have followed if he continued. Can I just say, they're still in the kitchen!
Yeah.
Please tell me they're going to go upstairs. He wanted me.
Oh.
He needed me. He wanted his penis in my vagina. No?
No.
Okay. I was stunned. Was I that appealing to him? Was his passion really that deep for me? Matthew gently nuzzled my forehead, losing the blush and finally being able to speak.
If you don't want to, we don't have to. I mean,
He's so
it's
cute.
up to you.
I could feel my mind go numb and the power at the idea. A moment with an incubus. He was a demon of sex, the purest form of lust and desire. My world would rock, and I would enjoy every second of it. At the same time, I was indeed inexperienced. Diana wasn't wrong when she claimed me to be innocent. Did I want to give that innocence to him, especially this early? No, you don't.
No.
3 months real, dude. I found myself forgetting the words yes and no. We've all been there. What could I say to him? I knew what I wanted, but how to say it without breaking the moment.
And you
I
realize
guess we kind of have to do that one, yeah?
Yeah, well, it is the name of the game. Alright, before I start, for people who are very uncomfortable with sex scenes...
Look away now.
Basically, future Katie, could we please get a time to skip at? Thank you. And, right, everyone who wants to stay here.
Now watch the kinkiness unfold.
Okay, your last...
No touching yourselves, because that's just dodgy.
Okay, last chance to skip to the next bit. Okay,
Done.
going.
I couldn't believe the 2 words that came out of my mouth. It made most sense to tell him yes. I needed him. I wanted him. I couldn't live without him. I was watching Friends.
Ah.
Those 2 words must have made something in him finally break. Matthew gently wrapped his arms around me and went back to kissing me passionately. I could feel energy was about me, making me open one eye to see blue light glowing around us. Eh? Hey, there you go. They're no longer in the kitchen. Because I was going to say, doing it in the kitchen for the first time is just dodgy as hell.
And plus, there's other people who live in that house.
Yeah, you walk in on them.
I'm sure
Dude.
the last thing Matthew's brothers want to do is walk in, seeing
You
him having
never
sex.
know. Some people are weird like that. When the light subsided, I was in my bedroom, on my bed, with Matthew above me. Well. Oh, then the music. I stared as Matthew held a look of both lust and love. My heart skipped a beat simply from his gaze. Wow, that's cheesy.
Yep.
This was okay. I wanted to see all of him and give myself to him. Jeez, oh!
Are you sure this girl still is actually a virgin? Like, what the hell, man?
I gently guided his head to me, kissing him slowly and bringing him further into the mood. Can you feel the love? No. The Poor King song! Oh, the Poor King song would be perfect for this. We are gonna pork. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can read this one with a straight face.
Do you want me to try?
No. Matthew slid both his hoodie and his shirt off and tossed them to the side before cradling my head in his hands and kissing me deeply. I felt the heat rise in my body, making me undo the tie underneath my collar, release the buttons on my own shirt. Surely he should be doing that. Surely she should have taken off his hoodie and his shirt, and he should be undoing her. Bad.
Well, I mean, it's her first time.
No.
Maybe we should give her the benefit of the doubt.
You should know how to do it. Instincts, they take over. Quickly, I removed my shirt and vest. That's interesting. Making Matthew stop kissing me and stare in slight surprise. It was simply in a bra, but I could feel the blush invade my cheeks.
Matthew's like, oh my god, I
He's
finally
like, she has boobies! I've had to touch them. Grabby hands being made here. My shy side began to fester in my mind. Did I really want this to undress before a demon? No, this was the man I loved, and yet I felt my innocence drape over me, almost in shame.
Yeah, you're no innocent no more. You're about to have sex with a demon.
Yeah.
God, the rain's really coming down.
Hailstones.
Oh. No,
No, it's
that's
hailstones.
it's not hailstone.
Hailstones.
not
Look at the chair. Okay, it was hailstones.
Anyway,
Like a second ago.
sorry guys.
I needed to fight it. I quickly rolled both of us over where I was sitting on Matthew's lap staring down at him. Matthew sat up, looking at me with one of the most sexy smiles I'd ever seen. Do we actually get to see anything? Oh, there we go.
Just right on cue.
Yep. Matthew pulled me close, knowing I was still shy, and began to kiss my lips over and over. Each kiss was his promise to keep me safe, keep me comfortable, and love me. They're so gonna pork.
Well, what do you think the whole Seduce me thing was about?
I don't know! I'm too innocent for this. I kept my arms wrapped around him, taking each kiss he gave me, and giving him my own kisses in return. I didn't know if it was the fact that we were both top nude, or maybe I just craved his touch, but I didn't want to let him go. However, as he held me, I could feel the slight shiver of his hands. Was I his first? He wasn't going to tell me. Well, duh! Guys don't usually. Or do they? I don't know.
Well, I mean, he's a demon of sex.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I'm going to gather maybe not.
Yeah. He wanted me to enjoy this moment, but I was afraid of screwing up. His shivering hands showed me his emotions perfectly.
Are you sure you're okay with this?
There's not going to be any noises, is there?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. As he laid me down and knelt over me, Matthew smiled and finally embraced me as we both desired. Oofed. The pleasure between us would be heavenly, and we'd go through it together. I closed my eyes and gave myself to Matthew. I'm sorry, laughing's the only way I could do this. Like, you do it, you don't think about it. Like, you don't think about what, like, yeah, you don't, like, think about all of this when you're actually doing it.
Yeah, but
You just kind of do it.
Yeah, but they had to describe what was going on.
Yeah, I suppose.
Hey, at least it's not like 50 Shades.
Ugh. Yeah. Yeah. My body, my mind, my soul, it all belonged to him as he held me. His body, his mind, his soul, all belonged to me as I gave into his embrace. His kisses and fingers over my skin would forever engrave themselves into my memory as our passion rose through incredible heights. Does that mean they splooged? Just saying. Our breaths and moans to each other equally sounded and echoed like a blissful chant we wished to never end.
Oh God, if they echoed, the poor...
Oh, the poor brothers!
No!
No!
Like, what the hell is going on?
Like, guys, I think we gotta get out of here now.
I can imagine Sam going, hey, does anyone want to go to the arcade?
Hey, guys, let's go get drunk at the arcade. Quickly, now, let's run. I'm so uncomfortable.
I just can imagine the brothers downstairs going,
Yeah, me too. I just got the picture in my mind of them all going, let's go.
yeah.
We kept moving, loving, and feeling every inch of our bodies until we had enough. And I was enveloped in his embrace. Skin to skin, heartbeats matching, we held each other in the glow of the aftermath. I don't necessarily know if I'd call it a glow of the aftermath. I kind of call it the gross stickiness of the aftermath. I nuzzled my head under Matthew's chin as he held me close.
I love you.
That's gross.
I love you too.
Come on, you have to make it sound believable.
Okay, fine. I love you too.
Just to hear those words come from Matthew's mouth made my heart flutter. To hear me answer made my soul warm in glee. Oh boy. I could feel both of us sink into a peaceful sleep together. It was the best sleep I'd had in days, and I was happy. You know you're supposed to pee after sex, right?
Wait, you are? Oh, did not know that.
It's a thing. I had love and I had my happiness. My life was simply perfect. When I opened my eyes, I found myself staring into Matthew's bare chest. Kinky. Not really, but okay. I blushed, but looked up to see Matthew still sleeping. His sleeping face made me giggle softly, but the reality of the situation made my heart flutter. I couldn't believe it. I was lying next to a man I'd grown to love with all of my heart in like 2 days.
Yep. Actually, yeah, it's 3 days technically.
Well, whatever.
But still, again, Disney logic in this for some strange reason. Except I don't actually. Hold on. I don't know. No, they get married in 3 days of knowing each other. Don't think. I mean, maybe they've had sex. Again, they don't show that in Disney.
No, I suppose you can't really do it in Snow White or Sleeping Beauty because, you know, they're both kind of sleeping.
Yeah. Well, actually, in the true story of Sleeping Beauty, the prince actually did rape her.
Yeah.
Anyways.
That's just messed up, though.
Yeah.
That just messes up Disney for people. His warm embrace made me feel safe, and as the tender moment we just shared replayed in my head, I couldn't help but smile and snuggle into his chest further. Unconsciously, he held me tighter to his body, giving me more of his warmth. I didn't want to move, but then my core suddenly tightened and made me sit up without waking the man next to me. I felt my legs move and bring me to my balcony window, where I opened the glass and stepped out onto the patio.
Girl, please tell me you're wearing like a dressing gown or something.
No, she's just naked. Oh boy.
Yeah, we better be wearing a freaking something.
I stared wide-eyed at Diana, who sat cross-legged on the railing of my balcony, with her glowing red-eyed stare upon me. I opened my mouth to object, but Diana stopped me.
Before you get all huffy, I didn't come here to take your precious man away.
Did you come here to congratulate us or something?
Maybe.
By the way, how was it exactly? Demons are the best lovers, after all.
How did you find it, Hannah?
Super. I glared.
What do you want, Diana?
Well, I just wanted to see how you truly feel. You know, without him around to influence you.
What are you talking about?
I'm giving you an opportunity to come clean about these feelings of yours, and to give you your salvation.
What was Diana up to? This was beyond crazy. Nothing she had done made sense. Why was I still alive at this rate?
What's keeping you from just killing me and taking them?
You are not worth my time.
Not worth your time. What are you, afraid something might happen?
All at once I felt my body being lifted into the air and moved over past the railings, leaving me with nothing but the ground below to threaten me with a collision death.
Oh, trust me, dear. I'm not afraid to kill you. I can drop you right now and leave your body to rot until the morning, when the boys would find you.
I wanted to speak, but the thought of her letting go and letting me fall to my death scared my voice into silence. Diana then chuckled and wheeled my body back to the balcony, setting me down gently.
Alas, if I kill you, then the boys would never come with me willingly back to the demon world, and then I'd have to chase them all around the world, or kill them and drag them back. But then their father wouldn't be happy, and blah, blah, blah. Too much work.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, got a good point there, Diana.
Diana seemed very business-orientated, as if the boys were cargo more than men. It irked me, but then she smiled.
I'm giving you one chance to denounce your love for the demon in your bed, and let me take him and the other boys back to the demon world.
Seriously? Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah.
And why, may I ask, would I do that?
There are so many reasons why, actually. There's the reason that he's a demon and you're a human, so you two can never truly have a happily ever after. Then there's the reason that demons truly do not know how to love, despite what he may proclaim. The list goes on and on. The point is, if you give me the boys, I will promise you eternal happiness.
Eternal happiness?
That's right. I have the power to give you anything you desire. Power, men, women, money, fame. Name it, and it's yours. A demon never goes back on their word, and I have the power to obtain anything you wish. Our deal is our contract.
I could only stare in shock. This was a dream. It had to be. However, Diana smiled, almost genuine smile at me, shaking me to the reality of the situation. She would never smile like that.
Don't you wish to be free of your destiny? Your father constantly berating you to become the next CEO of your grandfather's company.
How did you...
I was almost floored in surprise. How did Diana know all of this? She was a succubus, yes, but how could she know anything beyond sexual desire? She wasn't Damien. Diana chuckled and leaned back against her arms.
Just because I play with hearts and sex doesn't mean I don't know my way around the human mind. You happen to be an open book of information, but I digress. I can give you your freedom with ease. It'll be like you were always meant to have it. All I ask is that you hand over the boys. What do you say?
Nah. Was I seriously been given this choice? The man I love for anything I wanted? A demon like Diana was powerful enough, yes, but I didn't even want to consider giving up the man I love. No. She must have been crazier than I thought. I glared.
Absolutely not.
Diana sighed and stood up onto the railing. What I wasn't expecting was her lifting me into the air. I tried to scream, but my voice suddenly became locked in silence. What was she doing? She made me float over to her and smirked as we touched noses.
Well, if I can't return home with the boys, I might as well return home with the power to fight back.
Diana finally leaned in and kissed me. I shut my eyes, feeling the need to bite her lips, but finding no muscles on my face, listening to my mental commands. What did she do to me?
She's a succubus. What do you expect?
I didn't want to enjoy it, but every single nerve in my body was flaring at excitement and pleasure as she kissed me. I felt my energy drain slowly, but forcefully from my body. Was she using her magic to force energy out of my body? It seemed like forever, but Diana finally pulled away from the kiss with a smile and a lick of her lips. She lowered me back onto the patio and chuckled. For some reason, even though nothing seemed to have changed, she looked stronger, powerful. It was almost like looking at a new Diana. She then stepped back off the railing, making me catch my breath in my throat. As she took another step away from me, she looked to be simply walking in the night air. Diana smirked at my sudden surprise.
Sorry about that, guys.
May you never regret your choice, human. If you do, I'll happily come and take it away.
With a flick of her hair, Diana turned and walked away into the night, fading into the darkness like a shadow. I watched her fade away before looking back to the man in my bed. Did I make the right choice?
We'll have to see.
My heart gave a gentle thump, giving me my answer. Shut up. Shut up, you stupid.
I did. And I will never regret it for as long as I live.
Sure, because you never regret your first time. I walked back inside and gently crawled back into bed with the embrace of the safest arms I knew. I snuggled close to the warmth before closing my eyes. I was happy. The rest of the story can almost be passed over. With Diana gone, my life returned to normal. With school and my friends not remembering what had happened, it was as if magic had never even appeared in my world. One thing was for certain, however: Matthew loved me and I loved him just as much. We had promised our lives to each other, and nothing was going to take that away from us, not even time itself. Our love was so powerful it practically overwhelmed me with joy every time I found him holding me close every morning. To think a demon in love with a human like me, it was unthinkable, unbelievable. It was practically impossible.
It's like this is some sort of dating game or something.
But it was true. The other boys decided to leave of their own accord. They knew that my future would only need Matthew at my side, so they decided to start their own lives in the human world. Matthew understood perfectly, wishing his brothers the best. So we got the big house, but it's just the two of us.
Yeah, well, I can kind of see, to be fair, probably after that whole night of sex, the guys are just like, maybe we should leave.
Guys are like, I don't really want to hear that every day.
So yeah.
Besides, Matthew had already proven to be the man by finding someone to care for. His brothers didn't need to worry about him now that he was caring for me. I felt bad as well for being closer to Matthew than the others, but they reassured me that it was okay and they would remain nearby should I ever need them. I was happy for that. They made me promise, however, that I would love Matthew for as long as we lived. That promise was instantly given. But what of my future? Well, it was kind of made for me. Before I graduated, James decided to step into the light of the Anderson Toys Company. And with the help of his demon powers and leadership charisma, he managed to influence not only the entire board, but my father as well, into letting him run for CEO.
So basically James took our position from us because we didn't want it.
Yeah. Blah. I was beyond shocked. How James managed to do all that was beyond me, but when the vote was called, James had taken over the company I was destined to have.
I guess thank you, James, so that we didn't have to do that.
He vowed to respect the wishes of the late CEO and help the company become an even grander company. For a demon, it was simple to make a company grand. My grandfather would have been proud to see how James helped it shine. With the CEO position filled, my father had no choice but to let me decide my future, which made me happy beyond compare.
And that's the way it should be.
Yeah. No longer would I have the future scaring me into a corner. I could choose my life on my own. With that being said, I was still scared of where the future was going to take me. What did I do? Did I want to help James build the company? Did I want to venture off on my own?
Venture off on your own sounds fun.
Yeah. Matthew reassured me that he would support me and help me through whatever I decided to do. I was grateful. I would never forget that promise. I was happy and nothing could shake me down from that happiness. That's bright. One afternoon, a good couple of years after the boys and I had met, I had a moment to myself, so I wandered the house and took in all that had happened as if it was a dream. The demons, the devils, the magic. It was all surreal to believe. It almost frightened me to think it all could have been a dream. But the warm feeling in my heart reminded me that it was real. The demons, the magic, the love I had, all real. I smiled as I held my hands to my chest, relishing the feelings dancing within my soul. I let out a happy sigh before looking up and seeing where I'd wandered to. I realised I was standing in the dining room. I stopped at the smell of baked goods, taking a gigantic whiff. I let the smell of sugar and sweets fill my senses. Matthew must be baking again. I tiptoed over and peeked into the kitchen, wanting to know what he was making.
Almost done.
Again, he looks like he's just 100% annoyed at something.
Eh.
Then he looked, I don't know, maybe whatever he was making annoyed him.
I watched as Matthew started to decorate an already wonderful looking cake with blue and white frosting. It looked delicious. I was practically salivating. However, as I watched him, I smiled. He looked so concentrated in his work. It was adorable.
And there. Perfect.
Matthew stepped back from the cake, allowing me to see his masterpiece. It was indeed perfect. I wanted a taste, and soon.
That looks amazing, Matthew.
What?
Matthew quickly turned to me in surprise, trying to hide the cake as I laughed.
I'm not done. I mean...
Matthew?
I walked over and smiled, giving him a kiss before walking around to the cake. Closer, it looked even more scrumptious.
What is this for?
Well, I mean, it's for something pretty important.
I looked to Matthew, raising an eyebrow as he wrapped an arm around my waist.
What is it for?
Guess. I'll give you 3 chances.
Or what? What you do if I don't get it right?
Then the cake is all mine.
So we better guess right then. Hey, no fair.
Instinctively, I wanted to pull away, but Matthew laughed and dabbed some whipped cream in my nose from a nearby decorating spatula.
It's totally fair. Now just guess.
Is it your birthday?
No. Matthew shook his head.
Nope. Second guess.
Is it an anniversary?
Matthew nodded, but before I could cheer, he rotated his hand, gesturing me to continue.
Anniversary of?
The first time they did it.
Mate.
I puffed my cheeks. I could memorise facts, lessons, but dates were bad. It was like asking a girly girl when her boyfriend's frat party was. Matthew laughed before he kissed my cheek, making my puffed cheeks deflate.
It's the anniversary of when we first met.
That's cute.
Aw. So, the anniversary of when your brother kissed me. Well, 2 of your brothers kissed me. When I didn't want to.
I had practically forgotten. He was right. It had been a couple of years since I'd moved in and met Matthew and his brothers. He threw a party last year for it. How could I have forgotten? Time definitely flew.
Matthew.
Matthew smiled at me, making my heart flutter and squeak once again.
I want to celebrate it every year in a different way. Next year will be something extraordinary. For now, though, this cake will do.
I quickly pulled Matthew's head down with my hand and kissed him sweetly. wanting to show my appreciation with a kiss. He'd stared at me as if his greatest wish had come true. I fought back a giggle at the sight. He gently pulled me to him, hugging me to his chest. I nuzzled into his chest, hearing his gentle heartbeat, and memorising its tempo.
I love you.
Yeah.
I love you.
Before I could finish, suddenly the cake, which had been sitting silently and peacefully on the counter, exploded into a giant mess. Matthew luckily was quick enough to pull us back before we get hit with flying cake.
What the?
I looked at the cake to see a very mischievous little figure standing over it, with triumphant with what it had done. It's the mouse thing, innit?
Mm-hmm.
Or the rabbit.
Whatever
Creature.
it's supposed to be. It's Simon!
Yeah. I began to laugh as Matthew grew red-faced.
Simon Tabby!
Oh boy. I quickly rushed over and grabbed Simon, who made a squeak noise in my hands. I was still giggling as Matthew came over and glared daggers at the white doll covered in cake. To calm Matthew down, however, I stretched up on my toes and kissed him softly in the lips. Matthew stared but kissed back, not wanting to let me go without a kiss of my own.
I love you, Matthew.
Yeah. Matthew sighed before smiling at me and finally calm.
I love you too.
Bleh. I didn't want to wake up, as if this was indeed a dream. I felt light as a feather, not ever wanting to let go of this man in my life. There were no words that could describe the emotions within me. I felt joy, happiness, ecstatic high all at once. Here I was with the man I would be with forever, with a cake I would delight in, even in pieces. I had gained the heart of of a man I loved, and vowed to cherish him and love him for the remainder of my days and beyond. Could a demon love a human forever? I knew Matthew would. And that was my happily ever after.
And it's the ending of the game!
Finally! Bloody hell.
Yeah. So, yeah, Hannah, what did you think of the first fruit?
A lot of spelling issues.
Yeah, don't worry, even the creator said it herself that she wants to try and remake the game at one point. Trust me, the sequel is a lot better. Like, there's a few typos, but not as bad as this one. Anyways, yes, so we have the four other boys to do. There's also Diana as well. And then also, there's a few other routes. So, the next time, I've decided it's going to be my choice of guy.
Oh boy.
So, yeah, look forward to that. And yeah,
Her choice of guy, but I'm reading all the parts, right?
yeah, you can be the
The main character.
yes. So yes, I hope you guys enjoyed that.
Ugh.
And until we meet again for the next time, goodbye.
Bye!